Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I am coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And we are continuing our career mode here. Don't know what job we're taking next. But let's find out. 33-ton GT Boxer actually looks like a good run. And that's in a Mercedes. 28-ton excavator, 21-ton Heister 50, whatever that is, or paint. Usually I don't go beyond the first page, but I'm just taking a quick look at the second page. Yeah, so we'll probably take this one here, the GTK Boxer, 33 tons, in what's looking like a basic Mercedes truck. So let's do that one. Oh, and it's dark. Alright, I need a little bit more volume in my ears. You'll forgive me if I sit here for just a sec. I was peeling off the top of glue traps and freaking the glue trap caught me. Alright. Let's just see what we're hauling here. First off, it's a personnel carrier. Can't see it very well in the dark, but alright. Let's go, shall we? This shouldn't be too bad. It's only oops. That's alright. We've got enough room to maneuver here. There we go. We're out of here, no problem. I keep getting into this like really bad delivery area where I gotta pass through this tiny little tunnel. And it's annoying as frack. Stop rolling backwards. Unfun it. Right, let's pull it way out. Way out.
Oh, I see.
Alright, we did okay. We did oakley dokley. Oh good, maybe I won't have to slow down too much. I don't have to really slow down at all. Awesome. Sadly here I do. But I would have had to slow down here anyways because this is where I'm turning. Well, this is double wide. It wouldn't have been much of a trouble to turn, but better safe than sorry, yeah? I'm not catching a lot of luck on these lights, am I? Alright, boat, let's go. ahead just a little bit so I get a better view of my rear view mirror, although I can't see much. I think I may start recording more towards the evening because then I don't get sun glare in my eyes. Which hopefully won't affect like my uploads. The thing is I go to bed late and I get up late, so although today was later than normal. Oh, hi. Wasn't paying attention to the map. Of course. That's classic for me. Maybe? Fifth gear? Yeah, fifth gear seems like it got it. Yeah, okay, we're good. It's not exceptionally long delivery, so we'll probably do another run. We're not going to be making any blazing speeds either. Actually losing... Well, yeah, I'm on an uphill. Now, this must be a real basic Mercedes. So this is going to have, like, the beginner's engine. Of course, too dark for really see. I don't mind driving in the dark and all that. It's just, it doesn't render as well as the daytime stuff. It looks a little more pixelated. Because in order to make these reasonable uploads for the upload speed that I have to cut down on the quality. So I literally render these at about 40% quality. So I cut down a little more than half. Which during the daytime stuff, honestly, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But at night, you can tell a little bit more. It's a little more pixelated, the dark. And I don't know why. It just is. I said this isn't going to be a long delivery. I could be wrong. Just because we can't get much speed going with this truck. Although it looks like the sun's already coming up, or... Yeah, the sky is lightening already. You can see in the rear view. You can see the yellowing of the horizon. So, oh, that's cool. I'm not sure what level we have to reach in order to get the $500,000 loan. So I'm probably going to be doing these jobs for a while. I think you have to be like level 9 or 10, but I'm not sure. Because I really don't want to take the $100,000 loan and then the $500,000 when I get there. I'd rather just take the $500,000 loan. I'm not even sure you could take the $500,000 loan if you take the $100,000. Man, the speed. I don't even know if we've hit 70 kilometers yet. I don't think I have to worry too much about getting a speeding ticket on this run. A little downhill to hell. There we go. Hey, we reached 80. All right, we reached the speed limit, I guess. As far as I can tell, that number down there, the 80, is how fast I'm supposed to go as the truck. I'm not 100% sure. See, I don't think it works quite as well, maybe, with the map mod, because the map mod changes a lot of speed limits and whatnot. Wow, we actually got up to 92. I am impressed. Oh, but not for long. This is one of those runs that ends up hurting my fingers, because I can't use the cruise control, so I have to hold down the throttle the entire time. Well, we got some speed there. It's not bad. Maybe now we can get a better look. Not bad. Of course, if I could stay in my lane, that would be a hell of a lot better. Oh. Switching roads. Probably don't have to slow down too much for this. It looks like a nice sweeping off ramp, but the traffic will dictate that. And we're getting off here, it looks like, onto more country roads. That'll be fun. Having more trouble hauling this than I did the prior load, which was much heavier. A little too high on the downshift, but whatever. Oops, that would be a sign. And that would be the dirt. Oh god, no, not this. Please, not this. Oh, no. Please, no. I can't move, damn it. Come on. This is where this game has issues, and it's never been fixed. This continuing endless line of traffic. And see, even with a hole here, the truck just sits and waits too long. And then you're gonna get another continuing endless line. This is just ridiculous. And this is where this game has always suffered, when it gets traffic like this. Now, it could be worse. Fuck you if you're coming down. I'm not stopping. When it gets worse is when the traffic that was coming out makes a left instead of going right. Because what ends up happening there is it just builds up till it can't move. So you have traffic that can't move in one direction, and then you have traffic that can't move in the other direction. And then you're just permanently stuck. And there's only one way around, and that's to pull the trailer and truck around and take accident damage and plow your way through. And that's only if there's enough room. With this truck hauling this trailer, there wouldn't have been enough room for me to do that. You know, the funny part is I've only ever once had to really use first gear. And that was one time on my older showcase mod. The video is actually still uploaded somewhere if you ever feel like looking for it. It was a 75-ton train trailer being towed by the big Volvo 750 engine up one of the steepest hills I've ever come across in this game for the TSM map. And it was truly nuts. I want to be in this lane. It was truly insane. And there came a point where I had to go all the way down to first gear. And I was barely pulling like 8 kilometers an hour. I actually was like worried that my truck wasn't going to make it. I think had I been towing in one of the weaker trucks, it wouldn't have made it. It would have stalled out and not made the pull. I even said in the video, I screwed that up. And I saw it coming even before I started the turn. I even stated in the video that the Volvo did it, the Scania would have been able to do it, and possibly the MAN would have been able to do it. I'm pretty sure the MAN truck would have been able to pull it off. But anything less than those three, no way. Absolutely no way, I don't think. Because the Mercedes is 750. The strongest in-game engine for the Scania is 730. So it's only 20 horsepower less. And it's not really about horsepower when you get to that pulling point. At that point, it's torque when you're down that low. Excuse you. And the Scania has barely less torque than the Volvo. And the MAN, despite being only 700 horsepower, it's actually like 698, I think. Oh, this turn's gonna be fun. I really need to edge this as much as possible. Fortunately nothing's coming. Well, that's not true. We're going to get the sidewalk here, I think. A little bit. Not too much. I'm going to call that a successful turn. I didn't think ahead and decide to block the lane, the turn-in lane, before I got there. So that was my fault. Still a lot of rust on me, and there probably will be for a while because of how I'm going to do this. I'm recording in advance now. I have to, so I can keep my time dedicated to Eve. So I'm using like one weekend and then, you know, maybe a little bit extra to I really don't want to back this in. But yeah, I'm using one weekend and then maybe a little bit extra to record, so that way I can keep my weekdays free for well, this might not be too bad. It looks like I got a good pull in. I might have pushed that too far. Hard to tell. Ah, so close. And yet, not quite. Look at how close that is. Yes, 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 yes. I feel the bumps. Thank you. Close enough. If it wants to give it to me, it wants to give it to me. I'm not going to argue. Ah, we didn't level up. We'll see about doing one more if it's a short run. Alright, so 23 to 2 tons. That'd be a quick run. With only 2 tons. And it's only 194 kilometers. 499. Oh, this is by route length. No wonder I don't have this set up at my price per distance. Herp-a-derp-a-derp-a-derp. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I can't do a short run. Like, I can do a price per distance, and if it's not too far, then I can do another short run. Which actually would make sense right now, considering I messed up. Yeah, that ain't happening. So, let's go back to route length. To which we got the wrong one. There we go. And let's take this 2-ton AAS-Z2X. And then in the next video, I'll make sure to flip it back to price per distance. I think that makes sense. Of course. I kind of figured it'd be a helicopter. And this time we're in a DAF. What the hell are you doing parked there? Making this even more difficult. Yeah, just scrape that trailer along there. There you go. Professional. But this is a pretty big DAF, so I don't expect a lot of issues when it comes to getting speed. So we'll do this short run, then I'll flip it back to price per distance on the next run. That should be fine. And then we'll be down to 1 run per episode by that point, I think. And then it shouldn't be too long after I unlock everything I want to get just start getting the really long runs where I have to break the runs up among episodes. I know I'm on the wrong side. I don't know why I did that. I mean, yeah, the trailer, but... Jeez, this is my steering. Is the DAF different, or am I just... I think I got so used to the slower Mercedes pace with the heavy that I'm... this is just a guess at this point, because I'm really screwing up that in-town traffic run. That I'm just not used to towing something so light and something this powerful. I mean, not that I gave the DAF, you know, a very high rating when it came to being a high-end truck, but you can't deny. What am I doing? I had something biting me on my arm, so please forgive that little off track there. But that corner was just sheer screw up. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing here, other than colossally screwing up. I always chuckle a little bit, and I know I mentioned this, I think it was last episode or maybe the episode before, where I talked about those are lights, not cruise control. I think I got it set to 101. Yeah. Believe it or not, that actually bothers me. I want it at 100. And I was supposed to... Oh my freaking... I was so into, oh, my cruise control's not correct, that I didn't pay... Now there's no telling how far I gotta freaking drive to fix this issue. Fortunately, I have plenty of fuel. Oh, God. I'm not doing this on purpose. Okay? I promise you. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm legitimately screwing up like this, and I don't know why. I should have my lights on as well before I get fined for that. God, there's like no turnaround here at all. This has always been one of my biggest fears when doing this game, is missing an exit and then just this. You just gotta drive and drive and drive and drive and freaking drive. Give me a turnaround, something, please. I mean, I do finally see an off-ramp, so that's something, I suppose. Not that I'm 100% sure how to get back on. Oh, yeah, of course. No, can't. Oh my God, this is... Let's just gear down too low, just 'cause. Alright, there's another off-ramp over here I can use. Thankfully. Well, what was supposed to be a nice, quick, short trip to add to the end of the videos turned into something considerably more, hasn't it? Alright. Part of the problem now, and I do mean now, is I'm getting aggravated, and so I'm just adding to my issues. Don't you dare stop to let me go. No, 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 no. I can't get around you. You better be turning. Oh, for God's sakes, please. And of course, by now I can see that there's something behind me. Yep. Go! Go! That's something that needs to be in the game. I don't know if this dude's trying to turn or not, and we're just getting this endless stream of traffic. You know what? The hell with this. I'll get around him. Whatever. And then he drives off. So he was waiting for me to go. God, this is one of the reasons I ended up quitting, you know. Because of the ridiculous AI. I need to make a left-hand corner so that truck stops to let me go, but it's too far forward for me to feasibly go. You know, it should be that if I flash my lights, you know, like that, at a vehicle that stopped to let me go, it should immediately go and get out of the way. And it's one of the more infuriating things about this game that takes a lot of the relaxation value out of it, is when you got to deal with traffic issues like that. Like when you're making a wide corner hauling a big trailer. Now, to be fair, there's no really extra big trailers in this game normally. Most of the big trailers come from mods. But the excavators, you know, the big 25-ton trailers, those are lengthy enough to cause some issues. And I just really feel like, you know, even though that they said that they improved the AI, they didn't improve it enough. Because when you're making a big right-hand corner, a car's coming forward or another truck, and it just keeps coming until it stops within inches of you to avoid collision. Then it just sits there and looks at you. No car, okay? No car, and especially no other truck. No. We'll just stay behind these guys. I'm not missing this exit again. But as I was saying, no car, and it's, well, not no car. There are some jerkwads out there that are jerkwad enough that they would actually do that. But no truck driver, and most cars would not do that to a truck making a corner. Most people are nice enough, polite enough to get the hell out of your way. You know? And I stopped too far back. It's this light trail, you know, see here. Another example. No, actually, he's... The fuck is going on? I don't know. This traffic needs help. And hopefully it'll be improved in American Truck Simulator. That's what I'm really hoping. I'm really not used to towing just 2 tons. So stopping short is becoming an issue here. Alright. See, like that, I just tap the brake at a roll and I come to a dead stop instead. The other thing that bothers me is the endless traffic. I think I gotta turn my, either that or I'm just getting up to too much speed because of the light trailer. I either gotta turn my steering sensitivity up, or, like I said, I'm gaining too much speed too quickly because of the extremely light trailer. We're still not that far out, and it's still not that long a delivery, but I added an extra hour in-game wise to it. So, yeah, there's that. That's an interesting truck. I don't believe I've seen that one before. Many times I'll stay to the outside like that. I won't go into the lane that I'm supposed to, just for the sake of the trailer. Because there are times where if you try to, you know, follow the lane, you're not going to make the corner. I never, you know, sadly actually became a truck driver. I've always loved trucks. Ever since I was a little kid, I loved big rigs. And I tried several times to get into a training school in New England. Anyone in New England probably probably knows its name. Anyone who has even a vague interest in big trucks probably knows the company I'm talking about. I believe they're staged out of... was it Brockton they were out of? Maybe not. I don't remember. It's been so long. But I tried several times to get in when I was 18, but when I turned 18 they like changed the Pell Grant or whatever grant it was at the time, and they said I needed to be 19, so I tried again when I was 19, and they said, oh well, you need to be 25, or you need to be 21 now. So I tried again when I was 21, and again they said, well, now we're not accepting anyone unless they're like 25 and older. And I was like, you know what, this is really annoying. And I was actually going to try again when I was 25, but it didn't work out that way. I was living on my own, and I walked to work, so I didn't have the means to get to the school. So then I came here to Hawaii when I was 27, and I started working for a company here in Hawaii called Roberts as a small school bus driver. Small school bus, you know, the short bus. But as much as you may think, yes, there were a lot of special needs students for short buses, small buses. I didn't drive that type. I drove just a small bus that was needed for a very small specialty school. No, it wasn't special students. It was just a specialty school. And they, you know, they had very small student count. There was only 3 small buses that did the run around the areas of Hawaii that brought them in, or Maui rather, not just Hawaii, Maui. And from there, I actually started training for my Class B license, and I took to that like a duck to water. the day I got behind, the very first day I got behind the wheel of a Class B bus, and they trained us on the coaches, not the school buses. And there was reason for that. The reason for training on the coaches rather than the school buses is if you train on a school bus, there's more to do in the walk-around check. You have to check under the bus, you have to check, behind the tires and whatnot. There's a lot of stuff you have to check for extra. Because of the way a coach is built, you don't have to worry about anything. You could, you don't have to check anything underneath because you can't. And the very first day I got taken out by my instructor, he took me to some places that you normally wouldn't take new guys after I've been driving for a little while. And when we started getting off the bus, he looked at me and he said, "I don't know why I'm training you. You get him already." So all I needed to do was conquer the obstacle course, which I was doing a lot of. Now, the problem is when I went for my test the first time... Okay, this is getting ridiculous. When I went for my test the first time, two things had happened. The first thing is I never got to practice and warm up on the obstacle course. So when it came time to tackle the obstacle course, I was cold. And the second issue was the truck, when it came time to do the inspection, was losing slightly too much air out of the lines. Now, maintenance was told to make sure that the truck was worth passing, because in truth, Robert had a lot of bad buses. It really had a lot of bad buses. And so you had to pick one that made sure it met all the regulations. Well, this truck was leaking, this bus was leaking, oh, screw you. I don't know why I did that. I really didn't mean to screw you either. That was kind of like poor on my part. I was so into telling my story I wasn't paying attention. But the bus was just losing too much air and it didn't pass, which meant I couldn't get my license that day. And I actually came real upset at that, because I was really, this is something I really wanted. So I failed the obstacle course, which the guy was going to let me do the obstacle course, and all I'd have to do was come back and do the road test. Well, I failed the obstacle course, and because not only was I cold, but I was upset because of the bus not passing. So I came back about a week later, and this time I had plenty of time to... I don't know what's with going back and forth to these same pickup delivery areas. Whatever. But we went like a half an hour early, and I spent that full half an hour working on the course, warming up to it. And the bus finally did pass. It was a poor back end, but we'll make it work. The bus did pass inspection. A little too hard on that. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get it. Yeah, it's going to go way over the line. And I'm probably making it worse here by doing this. And I actually got, there we go. I actually got my Class B license with a 98 out of 100. So, and then I was driving buses and school buses for about four or 5 years before I got into an accident. And that accident, on top of other health complications, finally landed me on disability. And now I know I can't, of course, drive Class B anymore, which sucks. Pardon me. All right, let's unlock our just in time. And I think, no, that's not what I meant. I got to look at that newest DLC there. If that's a DLC I'm missing. Pardon me. I didn't mean to do profiles. So, of course, I'm adding more time to this game. I meant skills. I think I will unlock my ADR. God, the econo driving would really help too. I don't know if I just want to unlock all my ADR first, or if I want to do pump up my long distance, then do my ADR, but we'll see. We can help you grow. Yeah, unfortunately you can't give me the loan I want. Oh, actually can. Alright, so I guess next episode we'll have our own truck. Surprise, surprise. Alright. I'll do that next episode. We will buy a man truck next episode. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, folks, that's going to be me done for this episode again. I'm sorry for the poor driving on that second one. That was really, really bad. Hopefully that won't happen again, but who knows. As I said, that's going to be me done for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is going to be one big